I stole my friend's girlfriend. Now I'm paying the price.
Uh-oh, karma time.
I'm a 24-year-old guy, and my ex-girlfriend in the story is 21 years old. About a year and a half ago, while I was studying in Australia, some of my friends came over to visit me and holiday at the same time. This included Girl A, let's call her Maya,
Maya.
and Guy A, Larry.
Larry? It starts with an A and his name's Larry?
No, they're both Girl A and Guy A.
Oh, okay. Larry and Maya. Got it.
Larry and Maya were attached to each other, both friends of mine. I've known Larry for about 4 years, but we were never close. I've known Maya for about 6 months. They have been attached for about a year and a half.
When you say attached, do you just mean they're dating?
Because some people are like dating, but some people are
Yeah.
literally attached. I know the difference.
Yeah. By the way, this comes from Silvery, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So,
Wait, do I give off the vibes if I'm dating Angie or I'm attached to her?
you're dating her.
Does Sam give off the vibes that he's dating Allie or that he's attached to her?
Dating? I don't know.
You
I don't know
don't
what
know?
the difference is.
I'm trying to think of a couple.
That's attached.
Yeah.
We'll think
There
on
is a
that.
difference. You
Mhm.
can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll think on this. Now, halfway through the trip, Larry had some important business deal going on, and he had to suddenly fly back. This was about the 4th day into a 7-day holiday. We were left with Maya's brother and Brianna, our friend. Because we all slept together on the floor in the living room, we would chat late into the night. By we, I meant Maya and me, since her brother and Brianna would sleep rather early. And both Maya and me are night owls.
Uh-oh.
Somehow we bonded through those 2 or 3 night talks. We chatted, we laughed, we shared things close to our hearts. I confided in her my problems, and she did the same for me. The last night, we came to the point where I teared up a bit whilst sharing my problems. She simply took out her iPod, found the song called Lean On Me, and let me listen to it. After that, she told me, I'm your friend. I'm here for you. That's wild. Imagine I'm trying to comfort you,
Yeah.
and I put that song on, and then I go, I'm your friend. I'm here for you.
I would laugh so hard if you did that.
Yeah, that would be
Be like,
very good
"You're
at
so
cheering someone
stupid."
up because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Sometime during the night, I can't remember whether before or after, we got into a huge tickling fight.
Uh-oh. Sophia, you've been in a tickle fight.
I have not been in a tickle fight. Well, as a child.
Not as an adult.
No.
Okay, well, I've been in a few recently tickle fights as an adult, and I know what that leads to.
Yeah.
Yep. There's like a 11th finger starting to poke around.
Ew, that's disgusting. Take that out. I hated that. Even her brother woke up and joined in a bit. What? Who are these people? Ew. It lasted for maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and we were tickling each other all over. I hate this. This is gross.
Tickle fights, yeah.
Tickle fights aren't inherently like spicy, but I do I hate how they're writing it.
Like if you're tickle fighting with, someone you got a crush on and
Yeah.
Sam starts joining in.
Ew. That's gross. I apologize. It's a bit blurry now, but I remember that. I don't think of the boyfriend at all whilst tickling his girlfriend, Maya. Hardly had any attraction towards Maya. I wasn't even attracted to her. I didn't have any motives. He's really hammering that in. Is Opie a guy?
I'm assuming so. I
Okay.
can check that.
Yeah.
You want me to check it?
Yeah.
Let's check. I wish AI was smart enough for it to know what we're doing right now so it could check. Wait, you can check faster than I can.
Probably.
Let's see. No, you can stay on that story. Sorry. Yep, 24-year-old guy.
I'm sorry. Okay. So we just learned that this guy is 24 years old, a male, and he's having a tickle fight with a girl who's not his girlfriend and her brother.
Yeah, which he might be a little younger because this happened maybe a year or two ago. So
Yeah, but she
still in
was
his 20s.
She was 20 and he would have been 23 at the time.
yeah, so they're both
Okay.
better to know.
I don't remember much after that, only that somehow the next morning when we woke up, we were holding hands.
Were you guys like really intoxicated?
What happened during this tickle fight?
Dude,
I'm so
whenever you're
confused.
sleeping on the ground next to people.
You just wake up holding hands.
Yeah, and plus, probably the reason why he said attached and not dating.
It's true. Yeah,
they
he
were
was
just
like, they
probably
weren't
hooking up.
official.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. After that, the holiday came to an end. She broke up with her boyfriend when she went back home.
Uh-oh.
We started dating 2 weeks later. First online because I was still in Australia. Then when I came back home, we were dating in earnest. She was my first girlfriend, and I could be said to be one of those desperate types. I'm not ugly. I'm a little plump at the time. I knew how to talk to girls, was reasonably funny, and self-esteem was average. I knew how to play the guitar and played in public rather often, drove my own car, had some pretty close guy friends.
Okay, that's if you can play guitar, that does give you some points.
You can play the guitar. I wasn't a loser in the typical sense of the word. I was, however, a wienerhead when I stole my friend's girlfriend from him. Yeah, it's not cool. After dating for about a month, though, my girlfriend started expressing regret and doubt. She started talking about how everything happened on impulse because I was everything her ex-boyfriend wasn't.
Ooh, I've heard these things where these couples are together for a while.
Yeah.
And
she's monkey branching.
But also, like, you know, my girlfriend has 90% of the things I have, but this girl that I met playing basketball
the 10%.
can play basketball. She knows how to do that. So I'm like really into that. So I'm going to go do that.
Yeah, you search for the 10% when you're leaving the 90. He was quiet, passive, unadventurous, etc. He always took her to the library to read, but she hated it. You don't have to go to the library. And she loved watching movies, but he hated watching movies. What? Who are you guys? She's like, I hate reading. And he's like, movies, when I could be at the library. She and I had so much in common. She was just overwhelmed by everything. So she started talking about how she feels like a sleut and a witch, how she let him down, how she shouldn't have left him like that for another guy. Me.
I feel like she's talking to you as a friend and not as her boyfriend.
Literally, she's like, it's late. They're having their late night tickle talks. She's like, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And I really shouldn't have left him for that other guy. And Opie's like, me? And she's like, yeah, you. I ignored the warning signs. We continued to date. We grew very close. We slept together a lot. Sometimes it was 7 to 10 times a week during our hornier periods. Are you guys living together? What's going on?
No, they're just sleeping. That's all I got from that.
Together. Slowly, the spicy sleep started to slow, though. About a year into the relationship, she told me that she didn't want to have spicy sleep anymore. She didn't want to hold hands. She didn't want to do anything of that sort anymore.
Okay, she
Sounds
got the
like
ick.
she's breaking up with you.
Yeah, break up.
Her ex-boyfriend started to move on, started to lessen contact with her. That made her start to slip into depression. She really only has 2 close friends in her life, me and him. Yikes. Girl, get more friends. Get more friends.
Also, think this through. You should have thought this through a year ago.
Yeah. Fast forward to him. Almost 1 year and 10 months later. He's very distant to her. Yeah, because she broke up with him and got with another guy.
But that's
2 weeks later.
That's not fair to her. He shouldn't have done that. Like, he should have been there the whole time for her and, like, always listen to her.
He should always be there for his ex-girlfriend.
It sounds like she got 2 boyfriends.
Yeah, that's what she wanted.
Yeah, low-key, one's more on the emotional side and the other one's more on the physical side.
One watches movies with her and one takes her to the library. He is very distant to her. She refuses to give up contact with him. She keeps trying to be a friend to him to make up for the wrong she did to him. I don't know how he feels about her. I hate that. I hate that idea that, like, oh, you've wronged your ex-partners, so you need to hang out with them to make up for that. No, leave me alone. I don't know how he feels about her.
that just locked in. Because you kind of went through that, right?
Yes. Leave me. I don't want you there. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how he feels about her, but he allows her to sleep over at his place. She says they don't have spicy sleep. They don't even sleep together. They just tickle each other. She just sleeps over because he hardly even goes out or meets her. He ignores her most of the time. I have seen their messages. She can send him a wall of text and get an, okay, 3 hours later. I have no doubt that he gives her the cold shoulder most of the time. Girl, catch a hint.
Catch a hint.
Catch a hint.
You chose your man.
Yeah, come on. He doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
You can't go back.
Stop sending him walls of text. And me. I don't know how to move on with life. I've begun to truly love her. I've waited for her for a long time. I've tolerated a lot of things. I've tolerated her sleeping over at his place even while we were dating. I accepted her calling him baby and saying I love you to him. Y'all are a poly couple at this point. I've even driven her to his place to drop her off to spend the night at his place.
I don't know if he's giving her the cold shoulder. He might be giving her the cold meat.
Ew.
The cold third leg.
Ew. This is gross.
Yeah.
That's gross. This is gross. Stop it.
I'm calling it how it is. This is what?
And yes, I still believe her when she says that nothing goes on at all. You're
so dumb, dude.
so dumb.
You're so dumb
Like,
and down
even,
bad.
Even if they're not sleeping together, they're clearly emotionally attached. You're literally driving her.
Both of you
You're
need
driving her over to her ex.
Both of you need to get rid of this girl. Just like have her out of your life.
Please. Some of you say that I'm hopelessly in love and deluded. Yes, but I believe her. She's told me that she can't bear to lose him or me as a friend. Are you even dating her?
She just doesn't want to be uncomfortable.
She just doesn't have any friends. She was in depression once and he pulled her out of it. Now she's in a depression again. He says that he will be friends with her again if she never talks to me ever again. She refused. She says she will never let go of me, even as a friend. She used to have a lot of friends. Now she only has the two of us and she'll never let go of me. Girl, please. That's the main reason he is so distant from her now. He hates my guts. I don't blame him, and that's what's driving her crazy. She regrets her mistake terribly, but there's nothing she can do that will make things better. He will keep drawing away from her while she is my friend, and she can't bring herself to let go of him or let go of me. FYI, her life consists of him, me, or her family. My life consists of her and my family. She is my entire social life. Reddit, what do I do? What can I do?
Ding, 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 ding.
I've considered cutting all ties with her and moving on, but I don't have the strength to do so. Okay, hold on. We're going to pause there because...
Yep.
What?
We already know the issue, and it's simple.
It's so simple. Get more friends.
Yep.
Leave her, get more friends.
Yep.
She leaves you guys, and she gets more friends.
Mm-hmm.
Your entire social life cannot be your kind of girlfriend who you drive to go see her ex every day and your family. That just can't be your social life.
If that is your social life, that would just that's tearing you apart on the
It's
inside.
tearing you apart,
Don't
man.
you see? I view life
Yikes.
as like a building. You need a very strong foundation of
Yes,
friends
agreed.
and family. You know, that can be one thing. And then you level up and you need like a stronger foundation there, and you keep leveling up with the
Besties.
things that you add.
Yeah, I agree.
You have one pillar.
You have one pillar and she keeps, it's like a Jenga tower and she keeps pulling out the base piece and you're like, wait, I'll rebuild it. And it's just more and more shaky.
Yeah.
This is a terrible
And you somehow
tower.
keep rebuilding it when you should just
Yeah,
let it fall.
just let it fall, dude. Go build a different Jenga tower without her.
And I'm trying to understand her perspective.
I
Well,
don't
she just needs
understand.
more friends too.
All of them need more friends.
Because she
Solution,
created...
find new friends.
Yeah, she created a deep emotional connection
Yes.
to him, and that's why she doesn't want to let go of either of
Exactly.
them. Golly.
And both of them are obsessed with this girl. And she's
Yeah,
like
because
taking
the other
advantage
guy
of
can't
that.
even move on because he
Yeah.
keeps having her over.
He keeps having her over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my solution is all of you need to go on like Bumble BFF.
Yep. Also, for you right now that's listening, text that one friend you've been thinking of today. Just text him. Be
Yeah,
like,
shoot him a text.
I'm so glad you're my friend so I don't go through these crazy things in life. Just
So
text
true.
him.
Text all of your friends. OP continues. Also, I've seen her break down before. She is suffering from depression right now, and I've seen her have a nervous breakdown before. I'm worried she may develop a split personality. What are you talking
She already
about?
has one. It's your girlfriend and his girlfriend.
Yeah. The one time I saw her break down, she ran screaming into the middle of the road that a car's driving on it. Oh my God. I had to drag her to the side of the road, after which she simply collapsed onto the ground, talking to herself. All she said was, I'm cheap, I'm cheap, I'm cheap. Girl needs help. A lot of other things happened that night, but the next morning, she didn't remember what happened at all. She remembered the argument we had that night, but after that, when she broke down, she doesn't remember anything. She didn't remember how she got home. I drove her home. She doesn't remember anything at all. It scares her and it scares me. She's got to go to the doctor. Gotta go to the doctor. I don't want to be responsible for her becoming a split personality, but Reddit, how do I move on? I can't cut all ties with her. At the same time, I'm emotionally handicapped. I still love her. I fetch her from work every night. I buy her gifts and little presents I know she'd like. I buy her snacks and food to cheer her up. I'm at her beck and call. Sometimes she says she doesn't want me to do stuff like that. She just wants me to be a friend, but I can't help it. When she says she'll take the train home and I know she's tired, I'll tell her to stay put and I'll be there to fetch her home when her work ends. I don't know how to love another girl, and even if I did, I don't know how to move on without her dropping further into depression. Help me, Reddit! If I could turn back time, I would stop that mistake from happening. There is a small update, folks. Dude, what is your problem?
You gotta find a group.
Please.
What really helped me get over my breakup
Yeah.
was I joined a men's group that also went to the gym.
Yeah.
And that led me to find my best
Yeah.
friend Rex.
Dude, go to the gym.
And, you know, I think finding another community of people.
Anything. Get a hobby.
Join pickleball.
Join pickleball, please.
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing. Rock
a
climbing
run
is the
club.
best way to make friends.
Yeah, just do something like that.
Anything that's communal and every week.
Yeah. Or if you don't do physical things, like there's always like gaming stuff. There's Discord. There's a lot of things like that out there.
You can make pretend unhealthy emotional attachments in RPG games.
Yeah. Or AI. You could just, well, no. He would do the same thing with it. It would just be her.
It would just be AI. Yeah. He would train the AI to become her.
Yeah.
But there is a small update.
I meant the movie Her, but I didn't even think at that point. He would would control the AI to become her, like the movie Her.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And then she would leave him in a, oh wait, I was thinking of Ex Machina. I haven't seen her.
Yeah, I don't know what happens, but everyone mocked the movie, but
In Ex Machina?
no, mocked the movie Her, but 12 years later,
12
look where we are
years
now.
later, look where we are. Small update, a detail I forgot to add in. Some of you are saying how I should break up with her. We are actually not attached officially. You guys aren't even dating?
I know this is her doing. He's just doing whatever she wants. He would be her girlfriend, but he's like,
Officially, I don't know. It's messed up. She did say that even if she could recover from the whole trauma of the thing, she can't be attached to anyone at all for the next 1 to 2 years at least. That includes the ex-boyfriend, and there is an update. Dude, you're not dating her.
Yeah, you're not dating
You're not
her.
dating her.
And her response to your, breaking off, that's on her. You can put her in like a safe place.
Yeah.
You saying I'm done, you're not responsible for her actions.
Exactly. Like she obviously has some sort of mental health issues, which maybe you can inform her family of if they don't already know. But you need to take a step back because you are codependent. You and her ex-boyfriend are codependent.
I mean, if they're crazy, they're also
guess you're not
crazy in
even
the
codependent,
sheets
you're
and
just
the point.
dependent.
Like that's probably why they don't want to get rid of it because the spicy sleep's so amazing because of how wild it is.
It's so crazy.
And they're like, I can't let it go.
I'm too obsessed.
Oh, dude.
There is an update though, folks. Same advice. Cut her off.
Dude.
Basically, after that post, things dragged on for another 2 to 3 months or so. Of me basically being a spineless witch who believed I could never love another. This guy is obsessed. At that point of time, I was a disgrace to men everywhere. Well, after 2 to 3 months, I finally decided enough is enough.
Yay!
I've got to stop this.
Wait. So it took you 6 months to realize?
Yeah, 6 months of not dating this girl. This man is entrenched in a situationship.
That's from New Year to today.
Dang. Dude, that's crazy. That's like if I was still seeing the person that I saw on New Year's.
That was a lifetime ago.
That was a lifetime ago.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy. So I told her this was going to end. I tried all I could and I was going to move on with life. I thought that was the end. To my surprise at the time, she started clinging on to me once I told her that. Now I had a very possessive female friend whom I did not have clear boundaries with. Of course, the best part was she still didn't want to relinquish contact with her ex-boyfriend. But every time I tried to cut off ties with her, she kept crying and begging me not to leave her. Oh well. Honestly, she's all over the place. However, I will give her one thing. She doesn't have to relinquish contact with her. Emotionally, she probably should. But she's not doing anything wrong by not relinquishing contact with her ex-boyfriend because she's not dating either of you. I made my second mistake giving in to her.
Oh no. Oh no.
You didn't even try that hard.
No.
And still being her good friend. Meeting her up very often, doing favors for her, etc. So nothing's changed.
He gave in.
You weren't dating before. Literally nothing's changed. He's like, yeah, I just kept doing favors for her. That's what you were doing before.
Dude, come on. Lock in, man.
Around this point of time, she started turning very passive aggressive. It would be okay for her to cancel on me last minute to meet her other friends. She has other friends.
Thank God.
Or her ex-boyfriend. But if I canceled on her for any reason, she would say, it's okay. in that tone in which you knew it was not okay. Followed by one-word answers for the rest of the day. You know the drill, guys. She would do a lot of other passive-aggressive things too. Now, by this point, around January of this year, I had just about enough. Just. Not quite enough. In early February, I was overseas for 4 days on business, started a new job in January that I loved, couldn't be happier. I even went to the extent of text messaging her when I touched down overseas to let her know I had arrived safely. International SMS. Thanks for letting us know. When I got to the hotel after a long day of work, the wireless there would only let me log in on one device, so obviously I logged in on my laptop. My phone had no internet access, so I couldn't WhatsApp her. After surfing Reddit, sharing some videos on Facebook, she suddenly SMS'd me out of the blue saying, "So you have time to surf Facebook, but no time to message me?" I totally lost it. I found that she was online on Facebook, messaged her there, and let her have it. She yelled back at me virtually, all cap style, and after 10 minutes or so of virtual arguing, I gave up, logged off, and went to bed. I got a very long Facebook message from her about 2 hours later. She apologized for what she did, and she hoped that we could stay friends. Stop.
Dude, he's addicted.
He's addicted
He's
to it.
addicted
He literally
to the
said,
cycle.
"In January, I had about enough." And then 2 sentences later said, "It was February."
Dude, I do remember kind of seeing a girl, and it was a little toxic, and I kind of liked it. It just kept going in that little circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, you're going through a lot right now. This is best for you for me to leave.
Yes.
Now she's back with her ex.
Oof. Dude, you are this story. You're
Oh
OP.
my gosh. For a little bit.
You're OP.
Oh no.
I replied to her with a message that, while short, wasn't cold, but neither was it warm. I would say it was businesslike. I basically told her that I could remain friends with her. No, you can't. No, you can't. But she had to stop with this passive-aggressive behavior, or it wouldn't work. She replied with multiple messages yelling at me, saying that because she doesn't love me as a girlfriend, I'm no longer giving her any time, no longer putting effort into the relationship, etc. I didn't reply to that. I hadn't contacted her ever since. Ever since that night, I finally took my life into my own hands. I've started lifting weights, started running regularly, and started watching my diet. I've spent more time practicing the guitar, reestablishing old friends, going out for drinks, and listening to good live music. Look at you.
All right.
You literally, it feels like you left all of your friends behind when you became her friend.
Yeah, that happens when you get into a relationship sometimes.
But he wasn't even in a relationship.
Technically he wasn't, but
He was giving up all of his friendship for a situationship.
yeah, that was his girl. He thought it was his girl.
He thought it was his girl. About a month after I started ignoring her, I returned all of her stuff that she had left at my place via her sister, whom I'm still friends with. There was a little bit of perverse joy in how happy and relieved I was to finally rid myself of all the last remaining signs of her presence in my life. I had a reevaluation last month when I met up with her sister and her dog, whom I missed so much. Quick background, I used to walk her dog and play with her dog more than any member of her family except her father.
Cool. I thank you for that information.
I needed that. When our dog saw me from far away, he started sprinting towards me at a high speed and nearly bowled me over. I swear I was so glad to see him after nearly 2 months of not playing with him. I told my friend after that night, "You know how I know I'm over ex-girlfriend's name? Sounds mean, but it's the truth. I miss your dog more than I miss her, which is 0. By the way, I miss when you guys listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime." There is a little bit left to this story, folks.
Dude, that last sentence he left us with,
Which is 0.
you miss her so much.
You miss her so much, dude.
You're just trying to.
You're kidding yourself.
It takes a minute
Yeah.
to forget about an ex. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Like, sadly, sometimes when I think of a name in my head, my ex's name pops up, and it's a curse. It's seared in my head, and it's a curse that I can't get out. It's within the last 5 to 6 months, it's gotten a lot better.
Hey,
But
that's nice.
I've had to hold my tongue whenever I see Angie and not to say the first name that comes to my mind because I'm like, why is that still there?
Yeah, get out of there.
I know, but this might not be OP's case, but it's going to take a minute, man. You're not over her, and that's okay.
That's okay, man.
And you're going to be addicted to it, and please don't put yourself in another
Please don't get back to her.
situation
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
Take a minute.
Yes.
Don't just rush into something.
Listen to all the live music that exists.
Please. Every time you feel like you want to go text her, go to a jazz event. Please. To all guys who have ever been in my situation or going through something similar, chin up, bros. Man up.
This is what he did.
Chin up, bros.
Yeah.
Man up. Delete her Facebook. Hit the gym. Take back control of your life.
It's not bad advice.
Countless others have done it now. Finally, I have too. You may think that you can never love another. You may think you cannot move on. You may think that because you have so many mutual friends with her or him, you cannot break up and move on. You can. Believe in it and work to make it happen. I took the steps to take my life back one step at a time. The result now? I'm still overweight. But I just ran a personal record of 12 kilometers last night. This coming from a guy who's 177 centimeters and 92 kilograms. I was 98 in January. So cheers, bro. And never stop believing in yourself.
It's 5'8". What is 99 kilograms in pounds? 200 pounds.
For all of our Americans, he's 5'8" and 200 pounds. But folks, that's the end of that story.
Goodness gracious, man.
Please get some... I mean, it seems like you're working on it, but work on your self-respect and don't let your life revolve around another person.
Please don't.
Just in general, don't let your life, unless you're a security guard in charge of protecting the Pope. I don't know. Even then, you should have a life outside of your job.
Yeah, I'd say any security guards can do that. Yeah, don't let it also revolve around, yeah. But if that's their livelihood and they lose their client,
that's true.
They're out of a job.
They are out of a job. So maybe
this applies to everyone but security guards
who are
personal bodyguards.
Personal bodyguards. You gotta let your life revolve around.
Yeah, you can't let that go.
But everyone else, your life is your own. Live it for yourself.
Wait, how did you get to the point where your ex was like trying to hang out with you? You were like, what did you do?
I just told him.
You were like...
Because he apologized to me.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, I need you to stop texting me.
Okay, so you just put your boundary down?
Yeah, and then he stopped texting me.
I wish that guy could have known to do that.
Me too. Poor man.
All right, we got another story coming up.
Story, folks.
All right, cool. Here we go. My boyfriend accused me of stealing his money, but I didn't.
Well, who did?
My boyfriend is accusing me of stealing his money, and even if he does find it later, would it be stupid to still break up? By the way, this comes from Reddit user 89, and if you want to spin your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, earlier today, him and I stopped by the bank, and he had to withdraw money for his employees. I'm still sitting in the car playing with my phone in PJs when he sits down. All I remember is that he takes it out of the envelope, fans it out, puts it back in. And I don't know where he puts it afterwards because I was on my phone and just glanced at him for a second. Tonight, he apparently went in to look for it and it wasn't there. And he calls me asking where it is. He says he puts it in the console in the middle of his car and claims I saw it there. I keep saying no and I tell him he misplaced it, but he says he swears he knows where it was. And I was the only one that knew. Then later, I find out that his brother also knew he had it in his car because he told him. On top of that, I even find out he gives his brother the spare keys to his car. He had all day to take it. I was never alone, so I didn't have a second to. We got a little mystery on our hands.
A little whodunit.
Ooh. Who do you think did it? Right off the top.
I think probably the brother.
Brother?
Yeah, I mean, OPs are, unless she's an unreliable narrator. But I also think if your partner is accusing you of, like, stealing, maybe not the best relationship.
Yeah. This is payroll for his company, so this might be a few $1,000s in cash we're talking about.
Yeah.
Earlier, he thought I had clearly had time to take it when he left the car. I reminded him I never was left alone in it. Then I thought I had 2 seconds to take it when he got out of his car to go check the gas on his other car. But I told him he's an effing idiot because I got out at the exact same time he did, and for some reason he thought I was sitting in his car and had time to do that. Now, even if I was alone in the car, why would he think I took it? I'm typing this on $2,500 MacBook he bought me. He's bought me the top-of-the-line Apple products, iPads, every iPhone, the iWatch, my purebred Husky, my PS4, my Wii U, gold and diamond jewelry, gave me $1,000 to spend on Black Friday, takes me around the world on the best vacations, and I could keep going with a list that would be longer than the Harry Potter book series.
Dude, he's given you all this money, and now he thinks that you're a gold digger.
Why would I need $2,500? If anything I wanted was that much money, I'd get it for Christmas with no questions asked. If I did take it and bought stuff with it, well, hello, how did I afford those things? Taking it would not be beneficial at all because I couldn't spend it to buy anything. Before he made the money he makes now, I was always there for him. He had no money to spend. He was always trying to keep his business going, but it wasn't going so well. He even had to ask me for money to pay his employees. Why would he think that later on I would be the one stealing money? Okay.
I think he's in this mindset now that he has money of like, oh, now she's using me for my money. Like I give her all of this stuff. She's probably trying to like, I think he's in this kind of everyone's out to get me mindset now that he has money.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we're seeing his perspective in a way.
Yeah.
That she could be looked at as a gold digger. Now we're looking at the brothers. His brother, 22, however, gets paid well from him. He complains saying he doesn't, and he does, and gets gifts for holidays and birthday. He also bought himself a car that he's been really needing money for and could put that money towards it without my boyfriend seeing any change. Like I said, if I had it, when would he notice the change in stuff I have? But his brother has asked him for money on his car. Another big thing is that his brother doesn't like me. So why?
You're being framed.
Little hoodwinked here. So why not take it and blame me if he knew we went to the bank together? So I told my brother, say this, I better have it tomorrow back in my car or you aren't getting paid anymore. It's his only income and he needs to pay that car and gas and other things. My girlfriend has a set of keys to my cars and you have my spare. So one of you better return it and nothing happens. But the twist is that he doesn't give me any keys, and if it is there, then his brother took it. My boyfriend doesn't seem like he wants to do that for some reason. Anyways, what would you do about all of this? What would you say? What if it never shows up? What if my boyfriend lost it? Is this something to end a 5-year relationship over that I've been in since 15 and him 16? He's saying he might have to break up with me. What if this money is found? What should I do? If it is not, then what should I do? If it is found, do I break up with him because of him thinking I do that? It's not even the loss of $2,500 he's mad about. He's mad at the fact he thinks one of us could steal from him. He doesn't trust me when I swore on everything. We have some comments.
He doesn't trust you. You're not ending the relationship over, maybe stealing or not. You're ending it because he doesn't trust you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. If you swore on everything,
yeah,
that's hard.
Well,
is there
it's
anything?
Your girlfriend. If you can't trust your girlfriend, why are you with her?
Yeah, if you can.
Like, yeah, sure, he wants to trust his brother, but you're literally paying everything for this girl. Why would she steal your money?
Sort of like if you're like, I'll give you this, this, and this to get the $2,500 back.
Yeah.
If that's what it needs to do, I don't care. Sometimes whenever a couple's in this rut, you need like the other person to hold, like, have your back, even if the partner doesn't trust you for a moment, because that moment may pass. They may not trust you just for a second. If you're willing to do that, but if you think there isn't any coming back from this, don't do it.
I think people accusing someone of stealing from you is like super hard to come back from because one, you're saying that you don't trust them, you're accusing them of
thievery,
committing this act against you, and also the three, I mean, I don't have a third one.
Yeah, you do.
I did have a third one.
Trust, thievery.
I don't remember what the third one is. It's gone.
Wow, we only got 2 guys. Make up the third one in your comments. We got comments here though. Yeah. Comment number 1. I wouldn't feel comfortable in a relationship where I was wrongfully accused of stealing, especially if it's been brought up more than a few times. I don't think it would be wise to continue this relationship. You gave him a pretty crafty plan to get back the money, seeing as it sounds his brother could be the one other person who took it. Why can he accuse you but not his brother? Sounds off. We got an update.
Yeah. I think he's told you what he thinks about you. And I think when someone says like they think so lowly, so low of you, or I think when someone tells you that they think so little of you, that they think you could steal from them, it's like, why would I want to be with someone who thinks I could do that?
Yeah. I feel like you framed the brother back in some way, shape, or form here.
Yeah, but even then, like, even if you proved your innocence, I don't know if I would want to be with someone who couldn't trust my word.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this boyfriend might have a moment of weakness. If you can't get rid of it, then
yeah,
don't stay with it. Yeah. Okay, update. So tonight, my boyfriend was hanging out with one of his friends and his brother when he decided to bring up what happened the other night to his friend, 20 Mel. He started off by saying, so $3,000 was stolen out of my car the other day. It could have only been 2 people. He turns over to his brother and says, what would you do if you lost $3,000? His brother replied with, I don't know what I'd do if I lost $1,500. See that? $1,500. he corrected it and said $1,500.
Your brother's an idiot.
Oh my gosh,
Your
dude, he
boyfriend's
really
brother's
is.
stupid.
What the heck, dude?
Yeah, I lost $3,000. What would you do if you lost $3,000? I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I lost $1,500. That's what just happened.
Dude,
You're stupid.
you're so. Oh
You're
my
like
gosh.
a freaking like villain from a cartoon.
Dude.
Like, how did you know that I was the villain all along after I did my villain monologue?
Now, why would that be relevant? Well, if you read my original post, then you know I said $2,500 in my post. Why all the different amounts of money? That's because apparently my boyfriend had lied to all of us about pretty much how much money was really pulled. He told me $2,500 and told his brother $3,000. This entire time, I really thought $2,500. So, okay, well, it seems like she passed his test.
Wow, nice.
Okay, I don't blame him for doing that.
Yeah.
But now we know who the culprit is.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked. No one knew how much money was actually in the envelope. My boyfriend called me tonight very upset and angry because the moment he said that, he knew it had to be him. He was planning on that slip up to happen, and he got lucky. Criminals wouldn't be criminals if they were smart, now would they? Nobody
What?
but the person.
That doesn't make sense. Oh, I guess because they got caught.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't know. If you read some criminals, it's like,
Some
oh,
criminals
you
are
could've-
stupid, but like,
Well,
that's a separate issue though.
yeah, that's a separate issue. I read something that like 51% of criminals who commit murder actually are caught. So the 49% of them are stupid for getting caught, wouldn't you say?
Some criminals turn themselves in because of a moral
thing, but when you say they're like stupid for getting caught, if it's a coin flip, wouldn't you say one half of the murderers are smarter than the other half?
Or is it?
But there are dumb crimes. I have a whole book of them.
Course, yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
I have a book. It's called Weird But True, but Crimes Edition. And on the cover of it was Catawba County, North Carolina. And it was like the county over next to me. And that was the cover of it.
Dang.
And it was the stupidest crime in the book.
It was right near you.
Dude, it was wild. I was like, yep, that's North Carolina.
That's right.
Nobody but the person who took the money would have known how much was in there. And why was it a lower amount? He told me that he originally planned to take out $3,000, but he pays his employees in 20s because hundreds are annoying to have. And when the lady at the bank said, hold on, may have to get another drawer for more 20s. And so he said that he would be fine and he'd come back another day. I feel so relieved. I just found out that he had lied about the amount. He also told us one day that he found cameras and he's going to pull the footage as soon as the tech guy came in and did it. My reaction, how awesome. Did you get the footage yet? Hurry up and do it. What's taking so long? His brother's reaction? He apparently started to look around for cameras and seemed a bit nervous. So the reactions to both.
I really feel like he could have done all of this without accusing anyone. You know, instead of being like, my girlfriend, you did it, or my brother, you did it, and, you know, ruining kind of both relationships, he could have just been like, someone stole my money.
Yeah.
I have cameras in those so we can find out. Like, you don't have to accuse anyone.
I agree. Maybe accusing them once. Like, hey, did you take the money?
Maybe asking,
But
like,
not a few times.
It doesn't even have to necessarily be an accusation. It can just be like, hey, do you know did you see the money I put, I had it in my car, but it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even have to be an accusation. And then they both say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, he could have framed this so much better. I could have been like, hey, girlfriend, I had like, and he could still do his little plot. I had like $3,000 that I put in the car. I don't know where it is. I'm a little worried. Do you remember seeing it? I think I've misplaced it.
Yeah.
And then we go to the brother. Hey, brother, I had. I think it was actually he told her $2,500, and then tells the brother, yeah, I had $3,000 in the car. You know, doesn't have to accuse anyone until he has evidence.
Yeah.
Because now your girlfriend still might break up with you, buddy.
Yeah. Accusing. Yeah. It's sad because, and also another thing, I think he knows it was his brother, but he wanted it to be the girlfriend to fess up.
Yeah.
So that's why he was so hard on her.
Yeah.
It's sad because we're the only two people he trusts the most. And that's the one that should have been watched. He gives his brother so much money, and that dream car that he has is because his brother pays for him to have it. He also pays him to have an apartment, and he's 100% sure it was him because everyone knows his workers get way more than $1,500, so that would never be just a guess that someone would take. By the way, and if you had to guess, you can also watch more stories on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime on Apple, iHeartRadio, or Spotify. Boom.
Do it.
Guess what? We got stories there.
Stories.
Yeah. What do you do next, Sophia? Oh, we got like a third left. Oh, wow.
Dang.
But what would you do next?
The thing is that you kind of ruined your relationship with your girlfriend. I don't know. She seems like she's still uncertain about, breaking up with him.
Yeah.
So maybe you've lucked out and you found this very forgiving girlfriend. But OP said, oh, we're the two people that he trusts most in the world.
No, you're not.
Like, if these are the two people that he trusts most in the world, and that's how he treats you guys, he trusts no one.
If you still want to be with him,
He needs to apologize.
He needs to apologize
a lot
and bring up why that he went about it that way.
Yeah.
And things to do differently, how to speak to you and how to fight. Because I feel like another part of couples is people may not know how to fight with one another.
Yeah.
Angie and I have had a conversation. I like to have my moment to like kind of clear up my mind and know how to think. Because beforehand, whenever I would fight with my ex, I'd be like, I just need a moment to process. But then she would badger me with like, what are you feeling right now? What are you feeling right now? And I didn't feel comfortable telling her how I felt because I wanted her to hear what she wanted to hear, not how I actually felt.
Dude, that's that's my thing. I'm like, I need a moment to process things and then I write it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so much better at writing out my emotions than I am like, on the spot.
Because if I come out on the spot of how I actually feel, I feel upset, I feel angry, and I'm definitely going to say something I'm going to regret.
Yeah.
Because you're going to push me to that point. So I've told her that, and it seems like you're in the same page of like, you need just a second to process.
A second.
So I feel like this couple needs to talk about how they need to fight with one another.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem...
It
was very accusatory and defensive.
Super accusatory, yeah. Absolutely.
I will update you on what happens to his brother. If he does anything, I doubt it. He loves him way too much. I know that if he found out it was me, I'd be gone. I don't care, though. I'm just glad that he knows I can be trusted and not his brother.
Dude, but he didn't think that. He didn't think that you could be trusted. That's the whole problem. Like, I feel like OP is really glossing over
that point.
What just happened? He accused you of stealing from him, and he truly believed that you were capable of that, despite you saying, "No, I am not."
Yeah, this could be a little long-winded rant.
Yeah.
But I've realized the situation happened to me personally. I took screenshots of what happened, put it into AI, told it to give me a Reddit story, and I read it as if we read a Reddit story here.
Yeah.
But I knew the people personally, and I knew everyone's dynamics. In a way, we may not understand all the dynamics here, and we're just reading off the face of it. Because OP may be speaking in a way where we can't trust the boyfriend, and he's actually a great person and very trustworthy. But I think, OP, you do need to question some of the things of your relationship, of seeing if you do want to stay with them and if this is just a slip up. Because couples have slip ups and you can come back from it.
The thing is, yes.
Okay.
I think that they could potentially come back from this.
Okay.
If he really apologized.
If
he came to her and said, I am so sorry that I didn't trust you.
Okay.
You said that I should have believed you. That was wrong. I should have approached this differently. And they had a whole conversation about trust and how to approach arguments. But here it feels like he was like, well, sorry, I was wrong about that. Guess it was my brother the whole time.
Give the brother a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Back at it.
Yeah. It's like if the Scooby-Doo gang, accused a business owner being the bad guy, and then he was like, I'm not the bad guy, and they found out he wasn't the bad guy, and they were like, oh, sorry, guess we're going there's no consequences for him. He's like, oh, it's fine, it doesn't actually matter, we just move on to the next actual bad guy.
Yeah, you're actually ruining your own business, bad guy.
Yeah. He's like, oh, okay.
Comments. I'm insanely curious about what this business is. All employees paid with straight cash. Your 21-year-old boyfriend can buy cars and pay for extra apartments. He's doing lawn care or that kind of thing. That's my assumption. What do you call that stuff?
Lawn care?
Lawn care, landscaping. He does landscaping. He's doing landscaping. I suppose that you add if your significant other immediately accused you of stealing the money, he doesn't trust you.
Yep.
One of the basic requirements of any healthy relationship. Did he apologize for doubting to you at least? But he says a lot of people are wondering. He's slightly famous, I guess, YouTuber.
Oh, yikes.
No!
Oh, no.
YouTubers? Wait, I'm confused now.
Dude, that's why he's so rich.
Why are you pulling $1,500 in cash? Wait a minute.
That's why he's so rich. He's got that YouTube money. If he's a famous YouTuber.
But okay,
and now he's of that mindset. He's like, I'm famous YouTuber. Everyone's trying to steal my money.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to use my fame.
I have a few people in my mind who I think this might be. One, why the heck are you pulling cash and paying your employees?
Yeah,
you need to get them out as contractors and pay them that way, because your taxes, that $1,500, you're gonna have to pay taxes on, buddy.
I mean, like, yeah, actually, I really don't understand why you're using it in cash.
Yeah, like what the heck?
Like, I don't know, Zelle them that,
and then you can see a footprint of it. Because if you say cash and you say I paid my employees,
like,
that doesn't work.
It sounds so suspicious when you're paying your employees in cash.
Unless your employees are people you're walking up on the street and doing interviews for, like for $100, can you do blah 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 blah? That makes sense.
That makes sense.
But
this doesn't.
Okay. The small group of people he works for gets paid in cash. It's YouTube, so he gives them $200 to $300 per video twice a week in cash because he's only 21 and figuring out things about his business after it's getting big. He said he wants to do checks at the start of next year. Okay, at least he's looking into that.
Why is he doing
But
cash?
just Zelle it.
It's so much easier and no one steals your money.
If you can figure out how to do YouTube videos with YouTube, you can figure out how to pay people with checks.
Like she's saying, he's only
YouTube.
21. He just doesn't know any better.
I'm sorry. This is what's getting us on fire because we're YouTubers and we know how this works.
And also, I just don't use cash.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
cash is good.
Riley maybe doing this.
She just doesn't understand what $10,000 look like. It's not that big.
It's not that big.
Okay.
It's not that big. I did learn that.
We're just mad because like
it just feels like he's an old man. He's like, I can't put my money in the banks.
They're still getting charged because YouTube's paying you and you're getting charged. Never mind. Taxes, dude. He said he wants to do checks at the start of next year. He just never really expected to go anywhere, and he used to pay them a way smaller amount in cash.
That still doesn't make sense. Even if you're paying them $20, Zelle, Venmo, I don't know.
Smaller amounts, but once you get into like the hundreds, then you can use his tax write-off. Well, call me a boring middle-aged business owner, but please get him an appointment with a decent payroll company for the holidays. Seriously, he needs to get legal on all of this. The government is not stupid or as blind as he may think on how the money moves around.
Yeah, it feels like he's trying to evade taxes, dude.
Just Checks is worse than Just Cash. Just Checks leaves a paper and electronic trail of unpaid taxes that Cash does not. And yeah, cash is God's gift to small businesses.
Oh wait, that person's pro cash.
Okay, well, I may need to understand how to do it, but
I don't know. I just feel like Zelling it or, some sort of electronic transfer is safer and easier.
For contractors, because these are contractors you're working with.
Yeah.
Opie says he's trying to get all that done. He got into financial advisor. YouTube used to be a small thing he started doing. When we first started dating 5 years ago, it wasn't anything he was doing. He started and paid friends like $20 to $50. Then last year,
that kind of makes sense why you'd be doing.
We're doing it cash, yeah.
If he's like 16 or because he started when he was about probably in his
16,
teens.
Yeah. Then last year, he decided to really work on it, and now it's doing great, and he hasn't got out of the paying them in cash part, but his advisor is working with him. Okay, so he's working on it. Now everyone's like, on this part, this is so funny, just like how we were.
Yeah.
Reply, just a heads up, that can really come back and bite him in the future. The IRS doesn't care if it's his business first. If he gets audited, he can get effed hard. I would really stress to get things fixed. Not because it's right, but that's really not something you want hanging over you. Comment 2, what she said in the original post wasn't exactly accusatory. He wanted to rule her out, which is fair. First step when that much money goes missing from your car.
No, it was accusatory because he said that he would probably have to break up with her.
Yep.
He literally said we might have to break up over this.
Yeah. Bringing it up once,
accusatory.
Not accusatory. Bringing it up multiple times, I'm going to have to break up with you. I don't think this is going to work out.
Accusatory.
Unless he was doing it for a video.
Yeah. He's like pulling the pretending my girlfriend stole my money prank and then threatening to break up with her.
Then that, you can do about anything to get a reaction.
Anything, yeah. No, still break up.
Comment 3. So your boyfriend didn't see his brother mooching lifestyle as a red flag for theft. His brother feels entitled to your boyfriend's money regardless of the consequences. While you may think not to ask for an apology from your boyfriend, I think you should definitely demand one from the thieving brother. Comment 4. Okay, so you don't care that he hasn't apparently apologized for accusing you? Because that would be the appropriate thing to do. Opie says he has apologized. He also said he's glad it was his brother over me because it would upset him way more if it was me.
Dude, that's like
such
a bad apology.
He's just probably bad with words.
It wasn't you.
I would have broken up with you for sure.
Now he's trying to figure out what to do with his brother and the situation. I'm staying away from that. I'm finding an update to this. That
was such a bad apology. That was terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank God it was my brother. I have to go take care of that now. That's what that felt like. It wasn't like, hey, let's work on this. Yeah, he's like a YouTube, he's like a gaming streamer or something. He's like, I don't know how to talk about this. Dang it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
He makes anywhere from 20K to 60K a month, depending on the month. Ooh.
A month?
Whoa. Well, that's the end of that story, and we got one more short one for you. We're going to read.
All right, last story.
Okay.
I caught my friend's fiance saying awful things about his kid, so I recorded it.
Stop talking about the kids that way.
I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiance. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, and great food. It was definitely a hit. By the way, this comes from Rhubarb Spare 1053, and if you want to spit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, at one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was wasted in the hot tub with two of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assumed she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point, I realized they were talking about my friend's son. Wait, I'm just making sure. Friend's fiance. Okay, so this is the friend's fiance. Okay. I took out my phone and started recording them. The bride's friends said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said that it was too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend, and I played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would do, but haven't yet. I feel like an a-hole for interfering, I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. Who else is the family?
What?
Isn't your friend the family? I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being an a-hole? And there are some comments and an update.
Well,
okay.
unless OP responds.
OP does respond.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, one, I don't know how I feel about recording, but how else would they believe you?
They might not have believed OP.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that you interfered in a way that wasn't fair. Like, this is his kid, and he should know that his fiance hates his kid.
Dude, the day before my great-grandpa married his second wife, a kid spilled something on carpet. She just went off on him the day before they got married.
Yikes.
He still went through with it.
Yikes.
And it's crazy how close to the wedding day that is. You know what's cheaper? Canceling a wedding than getting divorced.
It's true. Unless you have no money. I don't know. But yeah, don't have to pay for lawyers and all of that stuff. And it's just there's not as much stuff to do when you cancel a wedding. I mean, like, yeah, you have to go through refunds and stuff, but at least you don't have to go through courts.
True.
Comments. Have you never said anything stupid or you didn't mean while wasted or exaggerated feelings? Is there even a kernel of truth to what she was saying about the difficulty of the kid or about his ex? Did you have ulterior motives in breaking up the marriage? Why does everyone feel the need to be vigilante and snitch these days? Bit of harsh comment. Obi says, yes, I have. I just worry about this little boy. It's bad enough that his mom isn't in his life anymore. He deserves love and support. When I have said stupid things while wasted, there usually wound up being consequences for me later. And often I ended up needing to apologize to someone afterwards. Commenter says, is he a little monster though? How old is he? Does he have behavior issues or is it more because from bad parenting? OP says he's not a monster at all. Oh, sorry. He's 2 years old. He doesn't have any behaviors atypical for his age group. The worst thing he does is that he keeps trying to take his clothes off in public because it's so hot this summer. He's 2. That's a very regular 2-year-old thing to do. My friend is a great dad who loves his son very much. And there is an update. I mean, like,
sending a 2-year-old to military school?
Yeah, that's crazy to be like, I wish I could send this kid to military school.
We should start normalizing it. Make a military school for 2-year-olds. Why not?
There's a military school for 2-year-olds.
Get them started
military
young.
Preschool. Yikes. It always makes me think of Francis from Malcolm in the Middle.
Mm.
Military school. Yeah, I think your friend deserved to know that his fiance hated his 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
His son deserves his dad to be with a partner who actually wants a child.
Mm-hmm. And the dynamics between step parents and kids.
Yeah, already complicated.
It's very complicated. They're already it's an uphill battle right now.
Not worth it.
And you've lied to your partner saying everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's not. And you hate their 2-year-old.
Yeah, why do you want to go? That 2-year-old's not going to go away.
I mean, did you hear where they were for the weekend? A nice little place, hot tub, jacuzzi, friends.
Hot tub, jacuzzi, friends. We have that.
We do have that.
That could just be our house.
Were they here?
Update. Yesterday, Friday afternoon, I got a text from my friend asking me to block his fiance's number. Whoa. I was a bit thrown by the request and asked if everything was okay. He said he couldn't talk right now and asked me to block the number. So I blocked the number. I have this weird glitch with my Android Auto where if a blocked number calls me, it shows up in my recent calls as a missed call on my car's screen, even though on my actual phone, it doesn't ring at all. I was driving later and saw a ton of missed calls from her. There were so many, it exceeded what my car will show me. I kept the number blocked. Yeah, okay. The friend was like, she's coming for you. She's coming. Later, my friend's best friend, who was supposed to be the best man, called me and asked me if I had heard from our friend. I said yes and asked why. He sent me a screenshot from the fiance's Facebook talking about how people show you their true colors and saying she was newly single. I tried to call my friend, but he didn't answer. Tonight, I finally heard back from him. The long and short of it is that he asked her about how she feels about his son. She said he's adorable and sweet. My friend played her the recording and she asked where he got it. He refused to tell her, saying it shouldn't matter. She immediately guessed it was me. He refused to confirm that. She was angry that he wouldn't tell her I recorded her conversation and said she can't trust him anymore and called off the wedding.
Wait, read that back.
She called off the wedding.
She called it off?
She called off the wedding.
Because she didn't want to be the one that got the wedding called off on. It's like, I'm quitting my job.
Wait.
I'm quitting.
Yeah, exactly. Yikes. Well, good for you. It's good for the friend in the long run. Sucks probably right now. Not a great update, but since so many of you were invested, I thought you'd want to know.
She wanted to be the one to dump him, not the dumpy.
Yeah. Yikes.
Dude, my mom railed me one time with a comment like that. She was like, I was talking about how one of our friends recently broke up with a girl and the girl still gave them something at the breakup.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, Mom, isn't that crazy? Like, that's never happened to me. She hit me with, but you're the one that usually gets broken up with. You haven't broken up with anyone, right? Who have you broken up with that you've done? I'm like, Mom, that's not the point. We're talking about this person. We're not talking about me.
Yeah.
That's not the point here.
It's funny. She called you out, man.
She did.
But there's a second update. Bridezilla called off wedding to my friend and is now suing him. This past week has been nuts. What feels like forever ago, I was at my friend's fiance's bachelorette party. At the party, she said and reacted positively to inappropriate statements about my friend's son. So I recorded her and sent the recording to my friend. When my friend played the recording for her, she wanted to know where he got it, but he refused to tell her. She called off the wedding, stating that she couldn't trust him. I just found out that she has declared her intention to sue my friend for any funds she had already spent on the wedding, even though she left him. He is out a lot of money too.
You can't quit and also get severance.
You can't. It's not how it works. Probably around as much as she has, so if anything, she should be compensating him. She's also telling people that she left him because she feared for her safety, as he was spying on her and having her followed. A complete lie. She has gone from saying that my friend is the love of her life, that she can't wait to spend forever with, to saying he is manipulative, controlling, and has ruined her life. Quite a turn. She apparently wants around $25,000 to reimburse her for her dress, the cake deposit, the florist fee, the wedding planner's fee, and her emotional pain and suffering. It's an absolute mess. And the wedding was supposed to be in 8 days.
Ooh. Wait. The emotional pain and suffering.
Yeah, for her canceling? She canceled it. It was supposed to be 8 days, so several people already have non-refundable travel arrangements and are completely confused. By the way, I'm confused why you guys aren't listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. Do it.
That's what you gotta do. Dude, what?
Man, that is the end. Sorry, that's not the end of that story. We have a little bit left of the story. Do you find thoughts?
This is wild. This is so crazy.
She's like suing him for the emotional distress of her talking bad about his son and getting caught.
How does that even work?
I don't understand this woman.
Oh, man. You better counter sue because you're definitely going to get that.
Yeah.
It's free money. You should say thank you. Thank you. I actually appreciate
She opened it up, man. I have her number blocked, but she emailed me saying she would accept monetary contributions towards my friend's debt from me since this situation is all my fault because she knows I'm the one who recorded her.
Girl.
How are you not taking any blame? You said those things.
Dude, you're just seeing what your marriage could have been.
Yeah.
She was in it for the money the whole time.
The whole time.
This is what it looks like?
I reported the email as spam and ignored it. My friend already paid for the venue and the catering, so he is considering throwing some sort of impromptu fundraiser for a local charity that day. Lovely.
All right.
What a guy.
Wow.
but it's probably too close to the date in question to get the word out. Never too close. Let's get the word out. Just start spamming Facebook, being like, hey, we're doing a charity event.
Yep.
This whole sequence. Well, everyone who's probably going to the wedding can still come. Maybe not her side, but you can still invite everyone else and be like, hey, no wedding, but we're doing a charity fundraiser. Come on down.
Come on.
This whole sequence of events has me in utter disbelief. And comment 1 says, does the math. Oh, the wedding was supposed to be today. Can't wait for the follow-up where she, the ex, crashes and trashes a charity function because it was supposed to be her wedding reception. OP deserves a medal for discovering the mask coming off just in time before everything gets so much harder. I hope her friend finds peace. OP says she did not. She made some dramatic posts, but that's it. She also stopped threatening to sue. She did make a complaint to the ethics board for the industry my friend works in, though. They mostly deal with professional transgressions, not relationship ones, so I don't think that will go anywhere.
All right.
And there you have it.
Here we go.
You've been released from marrying a crazy person.
Woo.
Wowie wow. That lady is a lot. Piece of work.
Good luck.
Good luck. Hopefully find another person.
Yeah.
Hopefully the charity event went well.
Yeah, that'd be sick to see. I've never heard of that before.
A charity event?
That's a great idea. To do this for charity event. Yeah.
But folks, that's the end of that story and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And
see you tomorrow.